There was a low point of 15,000, let's call it 16,000. Now there are close to 70,000, 63,000. It would be easy to go up another 4 or 5 shows from here, I think. We'd have 250,000, and it could be as much as 500,000. If I had to pick a time for this to happen, I think it will happen most around the end of 2025. Okay, so maybe it goes on until 2026. I think the next 18 months could be really great. The return from where we are now could be absolutely spectacular, anywhere from 4 to 8 shows. That's just the way bull markets work. In his most recent videos, famous businessman and mathematician Fred Krueger shared his latest forecast for Bitcoin and the economy as a whole. Even though the price of Bitcoin has changed a lot in the past few days, Krueger is still optimistic about it. It's possible, he says, that Bitcoin's value will rise 4 to 5 times more from where it is now, hitting $250,000 to $500,000. He thinks that this huge rise could happen by the end of 2025, and that the next 18 months are a great time to make big gains. Krueger talks about how the value of money and investments like gold is affected by government spending and monetary policies. He agrees that both Bitcoin and gold can be used as protection against economic uncertainty, but he says he prefers Bitcoin to other investments. Watch these clips of Fred Krueger as he talks about his most recent statements and ideas. What else do I think makes me feel very optimistic? That's right, the ETFs, right? I believe that the ETFs are just beginning to work. On top of the fact that the market is in a sort of bull market. And, we saw yesterday that GBTC had its first full day of positive input ever. I've kind of said that I think the ETF flows will come back as soon as we get back to, say, 70,000. That's because I think these people don't. They may not participate when the market looks bad, but they'll come back when the market looks good. And that adds to the bullish mood that's already there in the non-ETF part of the market. That's the second part. The third thing I'd say is that I think we have never looked more financially careless than we do now. James Lavish has written a great deal about this. Larry Lepard has written about this. Lynn Alden has talked about it, but, I think we're definitely in the end game of fiat here. We're just printing like crazy. Some of them, like Stephanie Kelton, are completely crazy because they think we can just print anything we want. That won't change prices or anything, and she uses World War II to show how great things are when we spend like drunk sailors on things like the war effort. Also, the Green New Deal and climate change are her new front lines in the war. I just believe this way of thought is very wrong. It does so much damage to capital. Bitcoin is going to do really, really well over the next 2 years because people don't seem to care about deficits at all. Finally, I believe we have an election, and I think that whoever wins this race is going to go spend a lot of money. No matter who wins, I think people will want to own Bitcoin. If it's Trump, interest rates will drop like crazy. I believe that the next 18 months will be very good for the market. Of course, you have to be there to take part. You only get off this train once if you get off. You won't take part if you get scared out of your place. In that case, I would suggest just putting everything into it and having diamond hands. Robert Kiyosaki, a business expert, says, Now, in 2024 though, Kiyosaki has recently voiced worries about possible financial trouble ahead, predicting a crash like the one in 2008. Instead, he says to spread your money around among things like gold, silver, and Bitcoin. In the past 53 years, the value of gold has gone up by over 6,000% and the value of silver by over 1,600%. Bitcoin, on the other hand, has seen an incredible rise in value since its launch in 2009. It was worth nothing at first, but it hit an all-time high of almost $69,000 in 2021 and is now worth about $60,000 per coin. Let's go back to Fred Krueger and hear some more of his smart ideas. Felix Zohoff, a gold bug from Switzerland. In general, I agree with his point of view. I believe that after COVID there was a huge push to spend, and now we're spending like we're at war, we're not fighting. And the cost of making things is going to go up. The world economy will not do as well in 10 years as it did in 10 years. Things are going to cost a lot more, and to fix the problem, governments will print more and more money, end of quote. Now Zuhoff says, and I agree with him 100%, that people don't understand that the value of gold has gone up 87% in the last 20 years. Or, to be more accurate, the value of fiat currency has gone down 87%. Dollars have lost 87% of their value against gold since 2002. I've owned gold during that whole time, so I know for sure that's true. Gold used to be worth $250, but now it's only worth $70. In those 12 years, we've almost gone up 10 times. That basically means that the SP's growth and value increase are mostly due to cash debasement, our economy isn't doing great and we've got this. No, not at all. There are no goods or services for sale on this stock market. Since the early 2000s, the stock market has been a completely financial phenomenon, and it will continue to speed up in this way. In fact, this is how the government pays its bills right now, since if they can inflate, they can also tax people nominally when they sell a house or stock. They're making somewhere between 30 and 50% of all the long-term action in the system. In other words, things are not fixed. It's probably going to crash in 10 years. Is it going to end badly? It's also known as a death spiral. I believe we are nearing the end, but I think something big will happen in the next 10 years. Along with that, Zulauf doesn't really get Bitcoin. He is a gold bug. He's too old and Swiss. As I already said, to get Bitcoin. I'm getting old, but I'm not Swiss, and I'm more of a techie. I believe I understand Bitcoin now. That's all the important crypto news for today. Stay tuned for more news, analysis, and views from the world of cryptocurrencies. Tell us what you think in the space below. Please like this movie and subscribe to our channel to see more fun videos.